Right then, Pochettino, I'm going to solve all your problems here today.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought.
What's going on, people? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. How can Chelsea get back on the goal-scoring horse, if there is indeed a goal-scoring horse? If there is, we need to build a stable, Bowley, and get all those horses in. Don't really know what I'm talking about. Point being, I want to speak about how I think Chelsea should set up moving forwards when the football is resumed. The club football, of course. Oh, God, watch England play. Anyway, yes, Pochettino did like some weird stuff when the league started, and I think this is largely because he was planning on building his attack around Christopher Nkunku. The combinational play between Jackson was very good. Of course, the attacking versatility of Christopher Nkunku was paramount. I know it was only pre-season, but it looked like they had a plan. It looked like he was profiling for a long time, Pochettino, and that's how he wanted to build his attack. I don't think any football team's attack should be leaning so heavily on one figure, and that's coming from a Chelsea fan who was just Eden Hazard and an Inshallah for so long. So, we need to set up the team appropriately again. And we're going to speak about that today. I'm going to show you how I want to set up and why I think it's going to be the difference maker. Thanks for joining me. Thank you for supporting the channel. And yeah, let's get into it. Of course, the absence of Christopher Nkunku saw Chelsea deploy a new sort of asymmetrical formation in the beginning of this season, where we're seeing like Colwill play this like kind of left back, Chilwell play left wing. I don't know why we've lopsided everything, and is this a result of not having that first choice number 10? Of course, Chukwuemeka scored that wonder goal against West Ham and looked like he could deputise rather well for the absent Christopher Nkunku, but of course he himself got injured, leaving Chelsea without a proper number 10. Now, many people have talked about bring Lavia in, play a 4-3-3, maybe, although I don't think he's good to start yet. He's doing some catch-up training. Let me show you what I think. Here we go. Here's how I want to set up. I want to go back to a conventional 4-2-3-1, and now we've got late signing, day before deadline day, wasn't it? Cole Palmer, I think he will be the difference maker here. Of course, he came on late against Nottingham Forest to make his debut. Looks pretty bright, but of course, didn't really have time or hasn't settled in enough to make the difference. So, unfortunately, we're going to have to keep Sanchez in goal. We don't have another option at the moment. I mean, Georgia Petrovic may well, I suppose you don't gazump them, doesn't he? Take his place, essentially, over time. But Sanchez remains in goal. And, of course, he still has plenty of time to prove his worth to us. I think what is paramount here is Chilwell comes back to left back. I get why Pochettino is experimenting with him up here and Colwill sort of back there. Colwill's got excellent delivery, so he can play long diagonal balls in, and he can also recover and come back in to defend transitions, in theory. But Chilwell gets lost here. His starting points aren't as good. When he starts, you know, at fullback and then makes those inverted runs to score, people don't pick him up. And he is a good defender as well. He is a good defender. We've seen him defend at times very, very well. And you get his sort of high-octane activity better from deeper positions. He can also just come back, help Colwill cover. And I think ultimately that's just what we have to do now. Of course, Gusto will keep right back until Reece James's returns, who shouldn't be that long. It could be quite soon. But generally, the balance of the back four should go like this. I want to see Colwill in his preferred left centre-back role. Yes, he said as a youngster, he's played left-back all the way up to age 15. Bearing in mind, he's only 20 now. So he remembers how to play left-back. If Chilwell does want to make one of his gallivanting runs, Colwill can fill in and we can create a back three. But ultimately, the starting position, I want to see Chilwell at left back to accommodate essentially a proper forward in front of him. Now, I'm sure you've noticed I haven't put Thiago Silva in here because I'm not doing this hybrid asymmetrical system that Pochettino does where you kind of have a sort of de facto back three sometimes. I need legs. And this is the fabled, excuse if some of the numbers are wrong here. This is the fabled double left footer, Badiashile to return to the side, who's nearly ready, by the way. Colwill can play that left side. Badiashile, also a very young mobile defender. They can cover together. I think, personally, this is what we should be looking at right now. I would love Wesley Fofana to come in long term, but of course he's out for a long time. Thiago Silva can come in the big games, and when we start scoring, when we start scoring, when we start scoring again, right? Bring Thiago Silva in, play that sort of back three. The forwards know how to score. You know, you can be sure more up at the back. But while we don't score goals, we need to push that extra forward, essentially. So yes, that would complete my back four. The two left-footed centre-backs, you know, Badiashile, very tall, strong, very fast as well. He's quite good at passing as well. Colwill, very good at spraying passes and distribution, and should be very good at recovery. Now, with this, the double pivot will be, long-term double pivot of Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez. Moises Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez. Caicedo can sit back and screen. We've already seen him do some N'Golo Kante style tackles, you know, defending transitions, and he's good at turning and passing as well. Should we be dominating the ball, Enzo Fernandez can still occupy these number 8 positions where he plays sort of nearly between the lines, but ultimately looking to get the ball off Caicedo and play make, essentially, and maybe make late runs into the box, but, you know, not basically playing too deep by himself. And with the full complement of a back four and Caicedo, he should be able to get forwards. Now, granted, Pochettino's conventional teams like to play, like we saw in pre-season, the wingers very narrow and the fullbacks wide. So Chilwell and Gusto will be trusted to get back and defend, but you end up defending kind of with a box, maybe just 3 even as well if Enzo gets forward. But, you know, Caicedo waiting to cover transition. They might split the centre-backs a little bit, and Enzo looking to play the ball forward. Chilwell maybe to make those inverted runs in like a striker, like he often does, and Gusto maybe just staying on the touchline, getting to the byline, and making crosses in. Of course, he got 2 assists for Raheem Sterling there. Now, Raheem Sterling looks very good on the right, but I'm farming him out on the left to accommodate the other player, Madueke, who I believe deserves a start. He can dribble inside the 18-yard box. He's very good at 1v1s, and he poses that additional question that essentially Chelsea haven't been asking for a long time now. Sterling's good form keeps him on the pitch, even though he's been playing better on the right. Just stick him out on the left. It's not quite, I'm not quite ready to put Mudryk in just yet to start. Nico Jackson, of course, will keep his place purely by looking good generally in play. Of course, he's had frustrating moments. He's got himself a goal, but when you have more rotation around him and more, people asking questions, like I say, like Madueke dribbling in the box, Sterling also combining, maybe switching over with Madueke, and Cole Palmer playing as a left-footed number 10, because this guy is confident. He would like to drift out wide as well. If he does, Madueke could swap places with him. Of course, being a left footer, he wants to sort of drift over here and curl the ball in, try and take shots like that. But I really think having this conventional number 10 style player, he said it himself, he likes to play number 10 or right wing. Conventional number 10 player, we can now play the pre-season formation that Pochettino saw Chelsea play. He can get between lines. Jackson, we know, likes to drop deep and hold up the ball. Palmer can take shots on goal. He can rotate around here. He can come to the right. Madueke can go over to the left. And there can be ample, essentially, the 3 players, let's move Chilwell and Gusto back a little bit. The 3 players behind Jackson can all rotate. Sterling can go in number 10, Palmer can go anywhere. And with the rotation and the fact how Jackson doesn't like to just goal hang, he's very aggressive and mobile, we can create great rotation. And when you're playing against low blocks, which we so often are, you need rotation, and then you need a player like Palmer to just whip it. And when you get that goal, and they have to come out, then you can play more conservative. You don't need to be all on the halfway line, and you can play a little bit more, like by design, so you can play a bit more like this. But yeah, originally, very, very narrow. You play almost like a diamond of attack here. Very, very narrow wingers, and Chilwell getting up and down, defending transitions when they come in. Same with Gusto, and they both have got the legs to do it, and they're both athletic enough to do it. Of course, if you need a goal and things aren't going like you'd want them to go, you can have Madueke chalking his boots there, Sterling there, Jackson deep, Palmer playing between the lines, and essentially you get the fullbacks up and you just have the centre-backs here, don't you? Caicedo just in front of them, and again, like a de facto number 10, Fernandez will be occupying this area, trying to find space. But hopefully by that point, if we're trying to chase a goal, hopefully by that point, we basically found some creativity and we just don't look, dumbfounded. But giving the likes of Palmer start from the beginning, the ability to express himself in the game, I think it could be a massive game changer for us. Of course, this how old is he? 20-year-old, 21-year-old from Manchester City that was holding the bench to turn all our hopes and dreams upon him seems like a testament to where we are at the moment. But this kind of is where we are at the moment. Ultimately, a lot of these players are not game changers right now. Their potential, that's been a big sort of criticism of Chelsea. Of course, when Nkunku will come back, that ultimately does supercharge your attack a lot. And Chelsea are considering buying a proper. If Jackson doesn't cut it, they will buy a striker, like a high profile striker. Brie will come back. Reece James will come back. He's very, very effective in the attack for Chelsea. And these returning players should have a massive effect. But really, you're kind of banking on the development of this current squad, of the development of, the centre-backs. Carl Wilbur-Badiashile, Fofana, I don't know about Chalobah, but they're all very, very young. We've seen what Pochettino did with Vertonghen and Alderweireld, created a long-term partnership. It was probably the best centre-back partnership in the league for a while. They probably had the best fullbacks in the league for a while. So you think Chilwell, as a fullback, not as a left winger, could develop massively. Of course, Gusto, Reece James. Not sure about Cucurella because I think he's a different profile. But, hopefully he does well, develops and learns in the school of Pochettino. And you've got the quality in midfield. You've got Caicedo, Lavia, and Fernandez. We could even look at building a midfield three here quickly. We should do that quickly and have a look. So we could have Caicedo, Fernandez. So we'll have a front three of what will we have? We'll have Jackson, Palmer, and Sterling as a conventional front three. So we'll sub out Madueke and we'll bring in Lavia. I don't know if that's probably the incorrect number. So suddenly, you got a 4-3-3, and maybe this is the solution. I don't know how many goals there are there, but Palmer himself explained he likes playing right wing as well as number 10. Well, here you go, mate. You play right wing with your left boot. You can occupy the same positions and try and whip the ball in. Sterling, again, can swap with him, come inside. And also, with this 4-3-3, you don't have Fernandez playing as a number 10, but we know he likes getting in and around there. So you do have that other offensive player, and suddenly you have sort of a really strong solidity. God, my neck just cracked there. Don't know if you heard that. Caicedo defending transitions. Lavia being a really good ball carrier, sort of playing between the lines. Kind of doing a bit of what Mateo Kovacic does, progressing the ball up. Very good at press resistance as well. And of course, it being a Pochettino team, you could have a relatively narrow midfield three here with Fernandez slightly advanced. The forwards becoming inside forwards, which of course suits Palmer very much because it becomes a hybrid position for him, right wing 10, which is his perfect preference in terms of his style. And then you've got the fullbacks just really aggressively pushing high. Jackson dropping deep, and then you can have runs from midfield from Fernandez. That's something massive, actually, that we want to see. Whether you're going to get that from Lavia or Caicedo, but out of anyone, you want Fernandez to be that number 8, that when Jackson's dropping deep, drawing defenders with him, get the ball gets to Caicedo, pop it forward, and Fernandez is already receiving it, running behind the last man, tries to go through and score. But this kind of football takes confidence, and do we have the confidence right now? Anyway, let me know what you think. I was really interested in making this video and talking about how I think the tactics should go. Let me know if you like this kind of video. Comment down below. I'll be very keen to learn your thoughts on that. And if you agree with me, I want to see what people's thoughts are in terms of solutions, what do you think is the best way to do it, Also, I just noticed on this website here, you can do another view like that when you create a view. That's cool. Hey? Good website. Thanks, website. Yeah, let me know what you think. Thanks for joining me. Thank you for liking and subscribing. And I'll see you on my next video that I upload, hopefully. Hey? That'd be nice.